Good morning, everybody. You guys have a good weekend? I did. Watched some football, chilled out. I didn't make any videos like I said I would. Every weekend I say I'm going to make videos and then don't end up just screwing around. All right. I did work on my channel a little bit. I just didn't produce any content. Let's look at these Defiance funds. What time is it? It's about 9:40 here in Hill Country. So market's been open an hour and 10 minutes. Let's see what's going on with Defiance. And then we'll look at some of the index high yield funds. We'll even look at Max's volatility metrics, and we'll see which way the market's going to go this week and all that kind of stuff. All right. So let's start over here. Let's start over here at Triple QI. I like to start with this one. I've always thought this was the best fund, but I'm just partial to tech and to NASDAQ. All right. So these guys sold the 19,829 strike. They're using flex options, but basically we need the price to be over 19,829, the NASDAQ price. And then you can see the gosh darn it. You got to be kidding me. You can see the NASDAQ price right here, 18,843. So then when I put that in and then the formula will update, it'll say 0 here. All right. These guys are making up almost 800,000. They're up $1 a share right now, which is good. A caveat on this. This premium doesn't look like enough. 75.21, right? Okay. I've done it multiple times. They don't have the right freaking intraday trades up. This pisses me off. They do this freaking twice a month. This will happen to me. If there's any inaccuracies at all in my guesses and stuff, it's probably why I missed the freaking USO numbers so bad last time. So intraday trades it's showing trades from Thursday or Friday. It's not up to date. So I have to take it off the position report. Well, at the close of business, this thing was at 75.21. Maybe that's it, but it just doesn't seem like enough premium. I'm betting they sold it the day before or something. It could be a 2-day option. I don't know, and I'll never know that now that I don't have the intraday trades. It pisses me off. But in any event, so what will usually happen, though, is the intraday trades will come in all at once. They'll put up today's trades, and then yesterday's will be up. I can go back and find it and update if it's wrong, but that number just seems too low. It's not as accurate taking the positions off the position report. It's more accurate to do it off intraday trades. All right. So anyway, it's making, even though it's not making enough, it usually makes about more than $1 million a day. It's only making 700,000. I just think that's jacked up. All right. So I'm sorry about that, but nothing I could do about that. It pisses me off. Defiance does that. On YieldMax, it's always my own fault because YieldMax they always put their stuff up, but they take it down by midnight. And what happens is sometimes I forget to download it before midnight, which is 11 o'clock here in Hill Country. But the Defiance, this ball's in their court. All right. So these guys, JPY, they sold the 57.12 strike option for $20. Now that seems more reasonable. Right now the market's at 57.14. So it is out of the money because they sold the 57.12. Okay, so that's good. This number will say 0 as soon as the computer computes it. So these guys, JPY, are up 65 cents a share. The dividend estimate's $2.41, which comes to 65%. I forgot to talk about the dividend estimate on Triple QI, 257, which comes to 85%. All right. So now let's go to IWMY. These guys sold 602 options at the 22.33 strike. They received $12. I mean, if you can trust, I think they received $12. It's close maybe, but it's not that hard to upload the right report. I checked it 2 or 3 times this weekend. I got up and downloaded it again this morning thinking they got it right this morning. Just pisses me off. Makes my job harder. I'm going to show it to you guys just to prove. See right there, there's the trades for 9/13. So it's not that one. Here are the trades for well, that's the trades for the same day, 9/13. Not that one. Those are YieldMax trades. Anyway, it's not there. It's not up to date. So I'm sorry. All right. These guys are up $1.03, the IWMY on the month on an earnings per share basis. The dividend's 306. All right. So now let's look at USO. This is another one that's jacked up, that they didn't have the right trades in there. I had to try to figure it out from the position report, but there's no way this one's right. This one, they only have this option at 53 cents. They usually get at least $1.50 for their options. It was at 53 cents on Friday. They probably sold it on Thursday. So, but it pisses me off. I'll never know because we don't have the intraday report. I'll try to figure it out, but it just, I don't know why it has to be so hard. I don't like these spreadsheets anyway. On a good day, I don't like these. I think about quitting these every day. Like I always say, at first I was trying to prove to people these aren't Ponzi schemes. These are that's selling options. I was also trying to teach people how profitable selling options are. You look at this, you win, 2 times out of 3 times. Look at all this winning. We get tired of winning so much. What was that? 10 days in a row. They lose 3 out of 4 days and then lose. And then out of the next 20 days, you lose 4 or 5. I mean, you can see it's green. This is an easy trade. That's why Warren Buffett does it. There's so much freaking money in selling puts. People just don't realize it. And then they've made an ETF that does it for you and gives you all the money, and people are bitching about it. I don't get it. I don't get it. So what I was figuring is that people just don't understand how it works. So that's the reason I do the spreadsheet. Say, hey, this works. It's legitimate. It's not a Ponzi scheme. Here's money coming in, money going out. They make money hand over freaking fist. So anyway, USO pisses me off because that number's not right either. So my dividend estimate's not going to be right. So hopefully I'll be able to get it right before it actually matters. And that's going to be sometime this week. Declaration Day is coming up. When's Dec Day? The 27th, so 7 days. So it's next Monday. So we gotta, I'll get it straightened out by next Monday. All right. So let's look at the buffer report for indexes. All right. Look at this. Market just opened up. SPY is getting a ton of upside. So is CHEP-Y getting every bit of it. CHEP-I is getting more than every bit of it. ZIVB is killing it today. So without even looking at volatility, I know volatility is getting crushed, especially in months 4 through 7, because that's how ZIVB makes their money. So let's pull up VIX Central. As long as month 4 is lower than month 7, that's the condition. It usually is. That's the condition that ZIVB wants. And the more steep the difference is, the more money ZIVB is able to make. Anyway, ZIVB is killing it, shorting the VIX term structure today. So that's great. Let's see what else we have standing out. FEPI, that doesn't really surprise me. It's a good fund, as is AIPI. Good fund with a lot of upside. They only sell monthly options, but it's a good fund. Look at Triple QT getting a ton of upside, as is QDTE. QDTE is actually beating Triple QT at this point in the day. Let's look at the SPX and see if there's any path dependencies that helped QDTE out last night. In other words, was there a gap up? And no, there wasn't. The close is right here, and the open was at the same place. Well, actually, no, I take that back. The close is right here, 703, and the open was at 710. So, yeah, it's a 7 points. I mean, it's like a 12 basis points. So, I mean, it's not nothing. Somebody check my math on that if you don't mind, but I think that's it. All right, so let's look at this. Continue looking at this. YieldMax and YMAC killing it. Let's see who's standing out on the bad side. TLTW. So TLT must be getting murdered. Risers down as well. So the bond ones are down. Let's go here and see what's going on with TLT. The long bond is selling off. This is an ETF that's a 20-year treasury. and it's in massive sell-off mode, which is good for the consumer because it means, I'm trying to think, price and yield are inverse. So as price comes, no, that's not right. Well, they are inverse in bonds, but in this ETF, they made them go the other direction. As the price of TLT drops, so do interest rates. Usually bonds are quoted, and it's confusing. I hate bonds. All right, so what else do we have to look at? Maxi killing it. YBTC killing it. Clip killing it. See if we have any earnings coming out this week, and we really don't. I mean, American Airlines, not any really notable ones, but I noticed this. If you go to the next week, I saw something coming up. Maybe it's in the next week after that. We do have some earnings coming up. Well, here it starts over again because it always starts with the financial stock. So on October 11th, it's my mom's birthday. She's passed away, but that's her birthday. On the 11th, we get the financials we got BlackRock, JP Morgan. What's that one? Oh, Bank of New York. Let's see what's in the next week. All right, this is where it really starts. Then we have Citi and Citibank and Tesla's coming up. So that's going to start driving. The YieldMax. You know, that's the 16th of October. My birthday's the 15th. So who's reporting on my birthday? No one really. But on the 16th, the day after my birthday, we have a pretty good little earnings day with Tesla, Alcoa. Then on the 17th, I don't really see anything I'm too interested in there. American Express on the 18th. But yeah, earnings usually start off with it's always JP Morgan and the banks that started off. But then we get into the next week and then earnings season starts to kick back in. All right. Let's look at the heat map for the ETFs today. FXI, that's China. China's killing it today. GDX is killing it today, up 1.47. I hope Jay has the upside uncapped on GDXY, but I heard he didn't, but I haven't done that report yet. Tune back in for that report. That report will be on next. Bonds down, stocks grinding higher, but China and gold higher, let's just say. All right, so be looking for my next report on the YieldMax trades. I programmed the YieldMax trades in here. Like here's the AMD call spread. I'm really interested in this kind of stuff, but that's a separate report. The YieldMax report will no longer be part of the Defiance report because Defiance and YieldMax people just don't get along. All right, guys, so I'll do a separate report for YieldMax. I appreciate you all for being here, and I will be back here in about an hour with the YieldMax report. See ya.